13 November 2022 Madhuban Avyakt BapDada Shanti revives 10th of December 1992. The Murli's title is Remain aware of being ancestors and worthy of worship and give alaukic sustenance to everyone. Today, the Father, the Creator of the world, is seeing His elevated creation. Out of the whole of creation, it is you Brahmin souls who are the most elevated creation, because you are the ancestor souls of the world. On the one hand, you are ancestors, and as well as that, you are also worthy of worship souls. The foundation, that is, the roots of the sculpt tree, are you Brahmin souls. You, the trunk, are also the main support of this tree. And this is why you are the ancestors of all souls. In the world cycle, it is through you, ancestor souls, that other souls, who are called the founders of religions, also receive the Father's message. On the basis of this, according to the time, those fathers of religions became the instruments to give a message to the souls of their own religions. Just as Father Brahma is the great grandfather, so together with Brahma, you Brahmin souls are his companions, and this is why you are remembered as the ancestor souls. Ancestor souls, whether directly or indirectly, have a connection with all souls, just as all the twigs and branches of a tree definitely have a relationship with the roots and the trunk, whether it is a small or big twig or branch of a religion. Each one naturally has a relationship. Therefore, you are ancestors, are you not? After having a right to the kingdom for half a cycle, you became worthy of worship souls in being worthy of worship. Souls of no other religion are worshipped in the way that you are worshipped. No other fathers of religion are worshipped as you, worthy of worship souls, are worshipped. With discipline, in an accurate way, you Brahmins became companions in the Father's work, and so you are worshipped with discipline, in an accurate way, in the form of a god or goddess. Even the companions of a father of a religion who sustain a religion are not worshipped accurately, in the right way. They are only remembered. Their status are created, but they do not become worthy of worship in the same way that you do. You are praised and also worshipped. The method of the praise of your Brahmin souls is the most unique. The praise of you, deity souls, happen in the most beautiful way with the singing of devotional songs and arti, means devotion with lighted candles. Other souls are not praised in this way. Why does this happen? Because you, the elevated creation, are ancestors and worthy of worship souls. You Brahmin souls are the souls of the beginning, because you became the cooperative instruments with Adi Dev Brahma in his elevated work. In your eternal form, you remain extremely close to the Supreme Soul. In the picture of souls, which souls are shown to be the closest of all, you are those souls in your eternal form. 2. You are extremely close. The double foreigners, call this being nearest and dearest. Do you consider yourselves to be those? What is the task of the ancestors? Ancestors sustains everyone. The sustenance of seniors is well known. So, are all of you sustaining souls, sustaining all souls, or do you only sustain those students who come to you? Or do you sustain the souls who are in connection and relationship with you? Are you the ancestors of the souls of the whole world, or are you only the ancestors of Brahmin souls? Are the roots and the trunk for the whole tree, or is the trunk just for itself? They are for all the branches and twigs. Through the roots and the trunk, do all the leaves of the whole tree receive water, or do only a few branches and twigs receive water? Each one receives it, does it not? Even the very last leaves receive it. So, do you have such unlimited intoxication, or do you become limited from unlimited? How much service you have to do? Each leaf has to be given water. That is, you are the instruments to sustain each and every soul. When you meet or see souls of any other religion or ancestor souls, do you have the experience that all souls are the progeny of your great great grandfather? That is, do you feel that your Brahmin souls are also master great great grandfathers? That is, ancestors, and that everyone belongs to you? Or do just the Brahmin souls belong to you? Since all are brothers, you ancestor souls are the senior brothers. That is, Bap Saman, means like the father. This awareness has to be experienced in your practical lives, and you also have to give others this experience. What is the form of sustenance of all you ancestor souls? What is the basis of sustenance in Lokic life? To give sustenance means to make someone powerful. You make someone powerful with sustenance through a method or facility, whether it is through food or through the study. The practical form of sustenance is that the soul receives a power and the body becomes strong. So, the practical form of sustenance is to make others powerful. What is the method of sustenance of you ancestor souls? The form of alaukic sustenance is to fill souls with all the powers you have received from the Father. Whichever power a soul needs at any time, sustain that soul with that particular power at that time. Do you know how to give such sustenance? You are ancestors, are you not? Are all of you ancestors, or are you juniors? Are all of you ancestors, or is it that only a few special souls are thus? So you ancestors know how to give sustenance. Do you not? Do you only sustain your centers, or do you sustain the souls of the whole world? Do you only sustain your household, or do you sustain the souls of the whole world? At the present time, all souls are in need of sustenance from you ancestor souls. All of you listen with interest to the news about what is happening. Means there was a lot of violence in some places after the Ayodhya incident. So after listening to the news, did you ancestor souls sustain everyone at a time of peacelessness, the special task of your ancestor souls happens automatically. That is, all ancestors became occupied in doing the service of sustaining others. It is just as it at a time of peacelessness. The police and the military think that their task is to make peace in the situation of peacelessness. They arrive on the scene according to the orders they have received, and they become alert at such times in their service and pay special attention. So, all of you heard the news of the upheaval, but did you become alert in doing service? Or did you simply take pleasure in listening? Did you remember your ancestor status? Did you sustain all souls with the power of peace? Or did you keep thinking, this happened here, that happened there? It is an absolute necessity for special souls to do service at such times. Did you do special service with your attitude and with the power of your mind? Or did you just carry on with your remembrance and service according to the method in the usual way? You are spiritual social workers. So, did the spiritual social workers do their extra special social service? Did you consider yourselves to have such a responsibility? Or did you think that you will do it if you receive a program? At such times, you should become alert in doing your service within a second. This is the responsibility of you ancestor souls. Even now, there is upheaval in the world, and this upheaval is going to increase from time to time. Therefore, the duty of you souls at such a time is to fill souls with the powers of peace, tolerance, and courage. Become a lighthouse and give everyone the light of peace. Do you understand what you have to do? Now, fulfill your responsibility and your duty at an even faster speed, so that souls receive the comfort of spiritual power, so that they experience cold water at the times of burning fires of sorrow. Can you fulfill this duty? Can you do this from a distance? Or are you only able to do it when you go in front of them? You are doing it, but now the upheaval is becoming intense. And so, let your service also become more intense. Do you understand what the sustenance of ancestors is? Let it not be that you say that you are ancestors, but that you are not able to give sustenance. Know the task of ancestors is to give power through sustenance. With your own elevated, powerful stage, enable others to experience the power of going beyond situations. Acha, to all the souls of the beginning from everywhere who are helpers of Adidev, Brahma, to the ancestor souls who are the foundation of all souls, to the souls who constantly have an elevated attitude of doing unlimited service of all souls, to all the souls who are spiritual social workers, BapDada's love, remembrance, and namaste. The spiritual children says namaste and good morning to the spiritual father, to the dadis. At the present time, the special task of everyone is to give peace to peaceless souls. Ye children of the merciful Father have mercy for all souls. Do you not? What do merciful souls do? Mercy means to give courage in any way, to empower weak souls. Souls' thoughts of sorrow reach the souls who are master bestowers of happiness. Just as they are the waves of sorrow, in the same way, your special souls should have ways of doing special service. We have to give, we have to do something. Each of you has to check your chart as to what extra service you did. Ordinary service continues anyway. But at the present time, pay special attention to doing service through the atmosphere and with your attitude. By doing this, your own stage will automatically become powerful. Have you spread such waves? You are becoming kings of the world, and so you have to spread these waves to all souls. No soul should remain deprived, no matter what religion souls belong to. They are your progeny, no matter what religion souls belong to. The roots are one. Are there such waves? Means there aren't. Attention please. Avyakt BapDada speaking to a group personally. Do not be those who are influenced by West, but those who create their own elevative impact. Do you constantly experience yourselves to be souls who moves forward in your efforts? In your efforts, let it not be that you are sometimes at a standstill or sometimes in the stage of descent. Sometimes very good, and sometimes a little good. Let it always be very good, because there is now little time and the destination to become perfect is very elevated. So, you have to increase the speed of your efforts. The sign of having a fast speed in your efforts is that such souls will always be double light and not experience any type of burden. Even if a situation of nature means natural calamity arises or a situation arises through people, that situation will be experienced to be nothing in front of your stage. The power of your own stage is greater than the external stage. Why? This is your own stage. The other is external. It is when you forget your own power that the external situation seems big. To be constantly double light means that you are light, that is, those who stay up above. Those who are light always stay up above. Those who have a burden always stay down below. For half a cycle, you continue to come down. However, it is now time to go up. So, what are you going to do? Stay constantly above. In terms of bodies too, the place where a soul resides is a body is high. A soul is not in the feet. Just as the position of a soul in a body is high, in the same way, let your stage remain constantly high. They show the top knot at the top as a symbol of Brahmins. The top knot means high. The physical sign has been shown because your stage is high. Shudras are shown down below, whereas Brahmins are shown high up. So the place and stage of Brahmins are high. If you remember your place, your stage will automatically become high. The drishti of Brahmins always remains high because souls look at souls. The souls are above, and so the vision will also go above. Whenever you meet anyone or speak to them, you look at the soul and speak to the soul. Your vision goes to the soul. Each soul is in a forehead. So it is easy to remain stable in an elevated stage. When your stage becomes like that, you will always remain distant from the atmosphere and things down below. You will not be influenced by them. There can be a good impact or even a bad influence. If there is a bad atmosphere in the household, then what do you do? Do you get influenced? Are you those who turn bad into good or those who become influenced? Maya also says, okay, she has got hold of your finger. After holding on to your finger, she will get hold of your hand, then your foot. Therefore, do not be influenced. You are not those who become influenced, but those who create an elevated impact. So, a Brahmin soul means one who is always double light, one who remains up above. By having this awareness, continue to fly ahead. Acha, all of you remain happy, do you not? You do not have waves of sorrow, do you? How can waves of sorrow come to those who have left the land of sorrow? At the confluence age, you know about both the land of sorrow and the land of happiness. Those who are knowledgeful about both are powerful souls. You cannot go to the land of sorrow even by mistake. Waves of sorrow can never come to those who stay constantly happy. Acha, keep a balance of doing service and making self-progress. Let it not be that you become so intoxicated with doing service that you forget about your self-progress. You have a greater interest in doing service, but there has to be a balance of the two. Do you understand? You are moving along well, but do not stop at that. Let it be the best of all. Blessing. May you be free from the cycle of remembrance and forgetfulness and make your life as valuable as a diamond. Explanation. The confluence age is the age of remembrance and the iron age is the age of forgetfulness. If you remain constantly aware of your elevated path and your elevated fortune, you are as valuable as a diamond. Whereas if you forget this, you are a stone. This is a game of remembering and forgetting. Those who live at the confluence age can never go on a tour of an iron age. If your intellect is even slightly pulled there, you will be trapped there because there is a lot of splendor in the iron age, but that is deceptive. Slogan. Those who use their physical senses with law and order are true Raj Yogis. Om Shanti